As predicted, guys, in my last videos, what you have been seeing, I mentioned that overall structure is negative in the market. And if though we have to see a stabilization here and a potential strength to come back in, we will need to see for the next 2 days in this start of the week, that is Monday and Tuesday, some stabilization. I mentioned we will see a rebound in the market starting this week. We got that yesterday, but since it was just a rebound, it got sold off. We were watching then today. Okay, will we see a second leg of the rebound stabilization? We did see a rebound in the morning. Things will get more clear if I take you to the hourly interval. We did see a rebound. However, overall structure being bearish took the precedence, right? And you can see that rebound is selling off again. So what is from here? Things are working out as just how I predicted. Let's take a look at in this video for the market in general. That is S&P 500, NASDAQ 100. I'll show you around some other stocks as well. This is a morning update, so we'll go high level over the market and what we can be possibly watching until the market closes in the price action. So with that, want to let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing, and definitely you are on the Junior Trader channel. So as what I have been saying, right, we do have a technical break of the structure at 750. Well, at least that was a full-on break, but we did have a weakness indication prior to that. If you are using my tools, you already know that. Let's turn that on, and as you can see, SPY had the start of the weakness happened right above from 760 around, and then you can see structure is still negative overall. Now going in this week, there was a possibility of a rebound which we got yesterday. However, we closed in the weakness because that was just a rebound, and then today we had to see if the rebound would stabilize. Then we may see some potential multi-day strength to come back. However, that rebound is also selling off, and as you can see, as predicted, overall structure is taking precedence and our rebounds are just staying as rebounds and they are selling off. From here, direction still remains to the negative, guys. Okay, what we have to see on the S&P 500 by the end of the day, if we want to see any chance that we may see a rebound again, look, right now we are only first waiting if even we see a stabilization in through the rebounds, which we are not getting. As you can see, rebounds are selling off, and thus today is the day that we price action has given us enough indication that the weakness will continue to persist. Rebounds market has shown us that rebounds will just keep it as rebounds, and overall sentiment is negative, and as you can see, market is telling us just that, right? SPY, unless it closes closer to 740 today, forget it. Okay, if SPY is not closing closer to 740, forget it. It's not your any possible comeback for the strength, even to start with the multi-day strength. We'll continue to stay in the weakness at this point, and this next significant levels area that we are getting, as we break it anytime, either today or tomorrow, definitely it's gonna open up the next leg lower. We will be continuing lower than, we will be in the pretty much a little bit of a no man's land. The next strong zone is actually 695. You may see bounces along the ways, but the point is that once we lose 734 area, that will become your strong resistance zone. So I'll just put it here. Once we lose this area, 734, that will become your strong resistance zone. Point is that structure is still to the downtrend on S&P 500 and overall market. I'll show you some of the stocks as well as we'll go through. NASDAQ 100 also couldn't really hold above yellow zone, and thus the rebounds are over. Okay, and rebounds didn't give us a confirmation of stabilization because they are not closing strong, and thus overall market still holds its precedence of the negativeness that we called out over the weekend. Taking a look at the hourly interval on NASDAQ 100, bounces just got sold off. Today as well, pre-market bounce, sold off, right? It's not a buy right now. Market is in the negative structure. Okay, this is the time that, well, you should have already gotten out from your long-term running positions, and at this point market is continuing lower. Now Nasdaq 100 is also at a zone. Now the next zone, where I'm just gonna move that box from there, that as if we lose this bottom part, we will see again a possibility. Yes, we may see bounces along the ways, as I said on S&P 500, but technical magnet will start to become 637 unless, as price evolves here, if we see another significant level show up here, which my tools will automatically mark for you when that situation arises, then we may see some other possible price action evolvement. Otherwise, right now, overall structure in the market remains negative, and we do have a more likelihood of continuing lower in the market. Yesterday's rebound was just a rebound. Tesla is a great example for that. What did I tell you? Exactly what I said is what's happening in the market, right? Especially with Tesla. I told you yesterday in the video, yes, it's a good rebound. It's a good rebound. However, the next leg I don't see happening until we get above 415 to 414 area. You can see precisely that's where we sold off. That's where we sold off today, guys. Okay. And let's get to the 5 minutes interval, because if you have access to my tools, guys, there is no excuse for you. You should be making money in the market regardless if the market is going up or down. How? Let me show you my another tool, easy day and swing trading tool. You can use this tool across all the intervals. I'm going to show you on the 5 minutes for the day trading. First, we had a start to the bullish structure. That's okay. That's the sign. If you are building a bullish position, that's what you are supposed to be doing for the first few minutes, or in this case, first 20 minutes. But it's all about trading the price action. Once we lost the cloud, structure turned red, you are getting out, starting a short position, and whatever little loss you had, because you would have a very little loss up here because the price, your stop loss is very close to the cloud. Whatever losses you had here, you made the profit in that structure to the downside if you shorted then. It's all about staying with the price action. The only time you would have like a big loss is when you are not following the price action. For example, if here you buy and then you don't get out, that's the whole problem. Because you can't say that, oh, market is going to reverse. No, it's all about price action. You don't know what's going to happen here, what market order is going to come, unless structure tells us so. And thus this price action, you have to respect the price action, because this can very well can continue, right? Yesterday you had a great example right over here, right? So it's all about trading with the price action, cutting your losers quick and staying with the price action. Yes, that's the bullish price action, but once we break, you are reversing your position, and that's how you are making money. It's not about you have to, before you take the trade, you are 100% guaranteed and sure that your trade will be profitable and the trade that you are taking has to work. No. When you are starting your position or a trade, you are working with the probability. The probability here is that bullish trade. But once we are breaking the structure, probability shifts, and so does your position has to shift. And that's how you make the money in the market. This would very easily have made you your profits back. It's about trading with the price action. My tools helps you with that. There is no other way to trade, guys. Otherwise, you're just guessing in the market, and that's not the way to trade. If you need access to my tools, details you will find in the description of this video. So what from here at this point, right? Like we'll take a look at some, I'll show you semiconductors as well, high level real quick. Like just as how I said on Tesla as well. Yes, it's a good rebound. However, don't get too excited. We still have to see a next leg break above 414 to 415. Nvidia, rejection at that yellow zone, never came back up. So that's where structure breaks. AMD, mentioned that a rebound, a good rebound, if we can hold yellow zone, push can continue. It did a little bit continue, but overall structure is taking precedence, guys. The break is still in the play on AMD, and at this point I'll show you some of the semiconductors are showing that lower high possibility that I was saying, but yeah, so this is on AMD, mostly the lower high building up here. You have a confirmation through the rebounds and structure remained weak. ARM, you can see, never got above yellow zone. It stayed in the weakness, retested, rejected there today, and it's already breaking the next zone lower. That becomes your trailing stop loss now, the significant levels. Broadcom, you can exactly see that level rejected the zone of 404 and we are continuing lower. Micron, so Micron is more of in a situation that a lower high, that I was telling you, that possibility of lower highs are building up. And as you can see here, yeah, it did gap up quite nicely in the pre-market, but guys, part of a rebound, right? But unfortunately, the structure has started to lose again. That means the rebounds are over. Okay. And yeah, so it's more of a definition of a possibly a lower high. I won't discount these big stocks forever short, or I won't say that, hey, it's now forever short, it's really gonna decimate. But the point is that you have to trade with the price action, and price action right now is getting back again in the weakness. We have to respect the price action. SanDisk is a classic example of a retest and a lower high. It hasn't broken the overall structure though yet. It still is strong enough that it can go in the distribution phase, but this is what the definition of lower high looks like, with the market selling off, break of a structure, rebound, retest with the lower high. Okay, so but it's overall hasn't broken yet. That is 1574 area, that yellow zone, but we'll see. It's definitely selling off with the market today, right? TSM also really rebounds, are selling off. I'm just showing you real quick here. Intel, I told you, no matter if it bounces up, it's not a buy. It's just gonna go sideways or still weak and or down, and you can see side, yes, it rebounded, but you can see it's selling off right at that zone that I gave you, right? So Seagate also definition of lower highs, and also rebounds are selling off. It's at a critical zone. If you start to lose this significant level below, then yeah, levels below. Guys, just wanted to show you the market, and as you can see, that market is really selling off. There is, yep, our rebounds are selling off as expected. That we will have to see. I said that market may start this week with a rebound, but don't take it as a buy unless for the next 2 days we can see some confirmation that stabilization is there enough. What we saw in next 2 days, that there is no stabilization through the rebounds. Rebounds are still very much selling off, and thus overall structure takes precedence and market still remains in the bearish structure. So we have a theory that with the high probability that worked out, said that start of the week rebound would happen, and then we'll see if the 2 days rebound would hold. And as they didn't hold, that means overall structure is taking precedence, and plan worked out as expected. Rebounds can be taken as day trade bullish trades, but then as I told you, since they are just the rebounds, you can't trade them bullish for more than a day or so, and then overall structure will take precedence. All right, guys, that's all I had for you in this video. If you need access to my tools that will help you to take these trades in real time, you can check out the details for my tools in the description of this video. There's also a discount if you happen to join a longer term membership. Whatever money you will pay in for these tools, you will make it back, guys, within few days, and you will make a lot more money. You just have to follow the trading principles. You will also get the onboarding videos on how to use the tools. Yeah, just make your life better, guys. Okay, that's what I want to provide everyone, is that, you know, make your life better. And that's all I had in this video. All right, guys, take care. Bye.